Hey, this is Fighting News. You're live. That was a great countdown. Montage, Steve. We haven't used that one before, huh?
No.
Oh, but we have a very special guest. It's this morning here, but where our guest is, I understand it's in the afternoon. We have Mr. OTTO Wallin with us, heavyweight contender. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for coming on the Fighting News. You're here with Steve and Matt,
Yeah.
myself, and we understand that you're pressed for time right now. You have some guests from VADA with you,
Yeah.
and tell us what you're up to.
Well, I'm at the hotel now right now. I'm gonna go and get a COVID test to fly back to the US. And then I have drug testers here from VADA as part of the clean boxing program for the WBC.
Okay, okay. And so you're coming back to the US to train, or?
Yeah, yeah. I train in New York, so I'm only here this week for the fight here in London, and going back tomorrow.
Okay, so before we get to the fight, who are you training with in New York?
Joey Gamache, he's been
Okay,
my trainer now since 2013.
nice, nice. So tomorrow, or this afternoon, actually, big fight today. Tyson Fury, a man that you faced in the ring. Dillian Whyte, a man who you were scheduled to fight at one point, and he backed out with a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
So tell us about your fight with Tyson Fury, because that was a great fight, and I remember we were watching and we were waiting for the ref to maybe stop that fight due to that huge cut that you opened up on Tyson's forehead.
Yeah, no, it was a good fight. I kind of came out of nowhere for a lot of people, but not for myself and my team, of course. But other than us, there wasn't a lot of people that thought I was going to do anything in that fight. But it showed to be one of Tyson's toughest fights, and those he actually had two cuts on the same eye that was really bad. And of course, we feel like the ref should have stopped it, but Tyson he fought well, and he showed a lot of heart also. So have to respect that.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I was with a room full of very knowledgeable boxing people. Let's just put it that way. We all thought that that fight should have been stopped. Um, I guess. And if something, what are you expecting today? Are you expecting to see a close fight between Tyson and Dillian Whyte?
Uh, I don't know yet. I think it's gonna be very interesting. I see that Tyson is coming in lighter, and I think that's a good idea for him, so he can be light on his feet and be fast. And seems like he would like to outbox Dylan, and I think he can do that because he's a brilliant boxer. And White is dangerous. He has a lot of power, and he's strong, and he's very different from Wilder. And I don't think that Fury has come in and run him over like he did Wilder. So it's smart by Fury to be a little lighter this fight, to be able to outbox him and take Dylan's strengths away.
Who do you think's going to be the victorious in this event?
I think Fury. I pick him by a decision.
What advice would you give Dillian Whyte for this fight?
I would say that, I mean, he really needs to be aggressive and come forward and trying to corner Fury against the ropes, because Fury has good defense and good footwork. So he must take that away, and not let Tyson get comfortable, because that's when he's the best. And if Dylan's gonna have a shot, he needs to do that.
He needs to keep the pressure on. Did you see any specific weakness in Tyson's game when you were fighting him?
Uh
Anything that you were capitalizing on that maybe Dillian Whyte can try and imitate?
Left eye. No,
Yeah.
actually the right eye, I think. No, but I
Hit him with
think
the
I
left.
think I think you really need to go to the body, because he has good defense, good upper body movement, and he's a big guy, and the body is much more stationary than the head. So he should go to the body. He has a big body, so he's got to take advantage of that for sure.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you think Tyson's going to retire after this fight?
No, I don't think so. I'm having a hard time seeing that. Maybe he takes some time off, but after a couple months, I'm sure he wants to get back into the ring. But he has a lot of obligations with 6 kids and a wife,
Yeah.
so I can understand if he would retire. But I don't see that. I think that he would like to fight. I don't know if he want to fight Joshua anymore, but the winner of Joshua Usyk, and if that's Joshua, then yes, Joshua. But if it's Usyk, he probably want to fight Usyk and unify all the belts. I can't really see him retire before he's done that.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a great feat. So
And what's next for you?
What's next for me? I'm hoping for a fight in June in the US. That's what we're working on right now. And I really hope that materializes because I need to be active and work my way up the rankings.
And what opponents do you have on that list of people you would like to fight?
Well, I don't really have any specific names, I would say. I want to fight the best, and I want to fight for the championship, of course. And right now, that's Fury and Usyk, and they're tied up. So anybody really that would take me closer to that, I would fight.
Yeah. Do you think these other guys would take a fight with you? Do you think Anthony Joshua would want to take a fight with you after what you did to Fury?
Well, I mean, I have a pretty good profile here in the UK since that fight, actually. So yeah, I think it would be interesting. A lot of people would want to see it, and I think that if Usyk if he wouldn't have been able to take this fight, I think I would have been one of the top names to step in his place, especially since I'm a southpaw, and we fight somewhat similar, and that would be, I feel like a no-brainer. If Usyk couldn't have taken the fight, I feel like I should have got it.
Yeah, exactly. Who's on your pound for pound list these days? Who's your top 5 fighters?
My top 5.
Yeah, all weight.
I think that, it's hard to not keep Canelo in there. I think he's improving, and he's going up in weight and doing everything. I think Errol Spence, Terence Crawford. It's hard to not put Usyk in there. Especially when he was at cruiserweight.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think there's still some unanswered questions at heavyweight. I think Usyk was a perfect style. No, Joshua was a perfect style for Usyk.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a tough fight with Chisora. So, when he was a cruiserweight, he would definitely be on there. Number 5, maybe I gotta give it to Fury.
Fury. Yeah, he shows resiliency and adjustments in his game plan. I think he's going to definitely be remembered as one of the greats. 20, 30 years from now. Let's see what Dillian Whyte does against him today. I think it's a big challenge for him.
Yeah, for sure.
What about Inoue? Naoya Inoue.
From Japan?
Yes.
I haven't been able to watch him, to be honest, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's the guy that a lot of people overlook. But if I knew that there was someone who was getting into boxing or a young boxer coming up, like, who should you watch? I think he's one of them. I like his style, his body mechanics, his power, all of that stuff. And I think because he's from Japan, he goes a little bit unnoticed.
Yeah.
But he's beaten all the guys that they said, either not the guys that they said he couldn't beat, but all the guys that would give him any kind of challenge. And I think when he fights Donaire again, which he's scheduled to do, then that's going to be that'll put him on the map a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with your pound for pound list.
Thank you.
What about the heavyweight division?
The top five.
Yeah.
Well, Fury, Usyk. Then it gets kind of hard, I would say.
Yeah.
Dillian Whyte, Joshua, and Wilder still somehow. And then outside of that, it's me and a bunch of other guys like Luis Ortiz, Andy Ruiz, Joyce. It's a whole mix there. I think the guys that want to break into that.
Yeah, I just saw 3 heavyweights just this past week. Trevor Bryan, Shannon Briggs, and Big Baby Jarrell Miller.
Okay. It's a good bunch.
Yeah. And Trevor's creeping up there as well.
Yeah.
I
don't know how high I would rate him, to be honest, but he's making his way up there, and we see if he fights Dubois, what happens there.
Yeah. Don King, 90 years old, still has a couple more fights to promote.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
But you're a young guy, so we're gonna see you for quite some time as well.
Yeah, hopefully. That's what I'm looking to do.
Yeah, and it's exciting. You're going to an exciting fight tonight.
Yeah, no, it'd be amazing to experience Wembley with 94,000 people.
Yeah,
I've heard stories about fights like that in the past, but it'd be nice to experience it on my own, and then hopefully next time I come back and I'll be the one fighting.
Right. Isn't this the largest crowd ever for a boxing event at this fight today?
Yeah, it's a European record at least. That's what I know.
Yeah, that's incredible. Why do you think Dillian Whyte was a mandatory challenger for so long, for years, and they just never put that fight together with him? Do you think there was any reason behind that, or what was going on there?
Well, I mean, yeah, for a while he should have probably got the fight. I think when Brazil got the fight against Wilder, that probably should have been Dillian Whyte, I think. I mean, that's what it seems like. But then he was knocked out by Povetkin. He failed a drug test, and I mean that should all play a part of it also. I mean, you can't do that, and there's not much you can say about that, to be honest. And when that happened, he shouldn't have any complaints, in my opinion.
Right. The drug test was a while ago. That was
when he fought Oscar Rivas. I don't know exactly when that was.
Yeah. That was a while ago. That was about 8 years ago, I think.
No. That was maybe 2019 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, he failed a drug test earlier on in his career also.
Yeah, earlier in his career, I know he failed one.
Yeah.
So he got, so that's 2 drug tests that he failed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be some fight tonight. Do you have any role in the fight? Are you going to be sitting ringside or commentating at all, or?
Yeah, I'm doing some work for Swedish TV. It actually goes out in 10 countries. But not at the actual fight. We're doing some stuff before, and we've been doing this week. And then on the actual fight tonight, I'm working for The Athletic.
Oh, okay.
Writing, yeah.
Right. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, that's really good. I enjoy doing it.
You're not going to pull any stunt like go in there and then jump in the ring and call out the winner, are you?
Let's go, champ.
Yeah. I don't know. That seems to be the way to get fights in certain circles, going in there and making noise. Look, we saw Deontay Wilder do that to Luis Ortiz years ago. He just stepped in the ring right after Luis Ortiz had a small fight down in Hialeah, Florida, and Wilder was in the crowd, and he jumped right up there on the apron when they were announcing Ortiz as the winner, and next thing you know, they had a fight scheduled. So
right.
Yeah, I don't know if that's your style, but
Oh no, I think we'll see what happens. You never know, but I haven't planned anything.
yeah,
Did you go to the press conference yesterday?
Yes. Yeah. I went to the weigh-ins yesterday, press conference before that,
Yeah.
and the open workout on Tuesday.
It seemed to me like they were both very smiley.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I think they respect each other, and I think they're very focused for the fight. And they probably just wants to get in the ring by now.
yeah, they were tickling each other, and
Yeah.
had the stare
Yeah.
down.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, White is he hasn't been in the spotlight nearly as much, obviously, as Tyson Fury is. So there's not a lot of people don't know that much about him either.
Yeah. I think he's. He's been in big fights here in the UK a lot.
Yeah,
Not so much in the US, I guess. So I think he has a good following here, and I think more people know about him here.
yeah. It was definitely a good move to have the fight there as opposed
Yeah.
to
Yeah, especially two British guys. I think they should fight here. It's a really big fight, so be good for British boxing.
So
Yeah.
who's your heavyweight growing up idol in boxing?
Mostly Muhammad Ali, I would say. My father liked him a lot, so
Yeah.
it's kind of natural for me to start watching him and hearing stories about him. And then also Mike Tyson from early on. I
Yeah.
like because my brother liked him actually. So those are probably the biggest inspirations
Yeah.
I've had. And then I've watched a lot of boxing over the years, so there's a lot of guys.
Is there anyone whose style you kind of try and imitate or anything like that?
No, but I think you can take some things from different fighters. I would say, Muhammad Ali had a great jab, and that's very important in boxing. I mean, Mike Tyson, great defense, great offense. Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather, also guys I like to watch a lot. Even, I watched Pacquiao a lot, a southpaw like me. And there's, I take inspirations from a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In terms of the heavyweight division, do you think being a southpaw right now works to your advantage when you're fighting guys like Tyson Fury? Or
Yeah, I think so. I do think Fury, he's a pretty sharp guy and he can fight southpaw himself. So, uh, but it's always more tricky to fight a lefty, of course. When he switched to southpaw now fight, I had a good game plan for that. So he only did it for one round. Some guys he do it for the whole fight. So it's gonna be also interesting to see how he fights this fight if he's gonna come out southpaw or orthodox.
yeah, that's definitely something to watch for. He's tricky. He's he's such a big guy, but he's all over the place. He's got great footwork. Like you said,
Yeah.
he's got a great boxing IQ.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be watching that. We're going to end this interview. But thank you very much for coming on.
Thank
If
you
you
so
ever,
much.
when you have news of your next fight, we'd love to have you on here again.
Perfect. Thank you very much, guys.
For sure.
Okay.
Any last words, Otto?
Yeah, hope we see a good fight tonight. I think we will, and I want to thank everybody that's supporting me. I get a lot of support from everywhere, so I'm really happy about that. And hopefully, I get another good fight soon.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for coming on. You've been watching the Fighting News. Thank you to our listeners, and we'll see you all very soon.
All right. Thanks, Otto.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Take care. All right. So that's actually the coverage starts here, I believe, at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
It's on ESPN pay-per-view, $69.95. So you're gonna have to spring $70 unless you want to go to a sports bar in the middle of the day, which
Yeah.
is not a bad thing.
Not at all. So thank you so much. We got this a bunch of events coming up as well. We're gonna go do a show this week, and we're gonna talk about it further. I just came from BKFC this past weekend. Had a whole bunch of fights, bunch of controversy, bunch of knockouts. They started the night off with 3 prelims, all
Yeah.
KOs. I mean, it really electrified the room.
Yeah. Shout
Yeah,
out
and
to
this,
Howard Davis and the team there, and Ryan. Man, that was a great overhand right that he knocked out his opponent with, Josh Wright.
it's the first time that Howard was a little upset because he was bleeding. He kept, rubbing his eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got cut.
Well, it's bare knuckle. That cuts are
Yeah,
going to happen.
yeah. It was a star-studded event. It was a lot of fighters came out. Yuli was there, Erwin Rivera, Lewis, Palomino, Jared was there, Shannon Briggs showed up. Yeah, but Frank Tate, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure that surprised a lot. Well, not that it surprised a lot of people, but it was surprising.
Yeah.
You can never. He's a big, strong guy, and it's bare knuckle, and it only takes one punch. But I think a lot of people were thinking that Beltran was going to win that.
Yeah.
Hold on to his belt.
Yeah. It was it was a pretty. I mean, I've never been to that Dodge Center. Charles F. Dodge Center.
Yeah, I've never been there either.
It was nice. It had stadium seating on one side and then floor seats, and the ring and the walkout stage. It was pretty good setup.
Yeah,
I liked it. But
what
yeah,
else we got coming up?
What's that?
What else do we have coming up?
In May we have a boxing event at the marina for suicide awareness. It's USA Boxing sanctioned event. Palm Beach Boxing is also involved, and it's at the marina. They're gonna have about 20 amateur fights.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, 2 weeks ago? Where's all the amateur events now? So I saw there's that one, and I think I saw another one coming up. It might have been a little further north, but I guess, I don't know, someone must have been listening or something. USA Boxing is back, which is good.
Yeah. And well, it's for charity, so it's
yeah, well, these guys need experience, and girls.
Yeah. Yeah, so and also we have XFN coming up, and
Yeah,
but
there's
we're
a
gonna
big
go over
card
that.
for XFN.
Yeah, we're gonna go over that this week. Last night there was a great fight at Bellator. Sabatello versus Lugo, or Jornel Lugo. And the game plan that everyone thinks is gonna happen in these fights, it happens.
Well, Sabatello stuck to his game. He's always got the same game plan. He's always trying to come forward, look for the takedown, see what he can do on the ground. Before the fight, he was talking. He said he wants to torture him and hurt him, and et cetera, et cetera. He had a lot of, I think, opportunities to finish the fight, and he never got a submission. But he showed incredible tenacity, you know, in that fight, and he was just, you know, his cardio is off the hook, and he's just.
Speaking of Thursday night, Aaron Aponte was there as well. As I see Michael Robles tagging in, saying hello. Thanks for tuning in, Michael. Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed the event Thursday night. One, you know, I'm not stuck down on a Friday or Saturday, so Thursday was a nice night to have an event. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and you're allowed to go out that night because the missus works the next morning, so she can't say, "Oh, you got it," you know.
Exactly. So I had liked it. I was shooting from, you know, the balcony. Got some great shots. Going to be posting those soon. Just they're in editing right now.
Nice. So, all right, let's get out of here so we can get ready for the festivities this afternoon.
Okie doke.
And yeah, we will have a show this week, probably Wednesday night, and the guest of honor will be announced shortly.
Yes,
probably on Monday.
We'll try to get a Bellator fighter or a boxer. Shannon said he'd like to come on the show as well. I spoke to him, so maybe we can have him.
Let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ. All right.
Let's go, champ. Yeah, the champ is predicting a draw for today's fight.
Yeah.
A draw. So the odds of a draw in any fight are usually pretty astronomical. In this one, I don't know. You know, you do have two British fighters, so you don't know how the judges are gonna score things. But if it's close, it's close.
Yeah.
You know, and again, Tyson Fury, he's coming in a lot lighter than he has been. He's, you know, at his weight and his height, I guess he can pull it off and still have his stamina, and we'll see what he does. But I agree with what OTTO said, that his game plan is probably to outbox Tyson Fury, outbox Dillian Whyte rather, and see if he can hang in there, because Dillian Whyte is tough. You know, he's just a tough fighter.
We'll see you this week, the Fighting News fans.
Adios.
Peace.